All right, what's up, guys? We're live. Gonna be answering some Amazon FBA questions today. So let's see here if we're good. Yeah, looks like we are live. Let's wait for a couple people to get in here. We're going to start answering some questions about Amazon FBA, the Freedom course, the Amazon Freedom course, and basically anything to do with online passive income, mostly Amazon today. That's what I want to do. Also, there's going to be a regular live streaming schedule that I'm making here. So every Tuesday, this is what I'm thinking, every single Tuesday, we are going to be doing a live stream probably at about 6 p.m. West Coast time, so 8 p.m. East Coast time. That's for North Americans, and then also I'm gonna do a European live stream every single week. So 2 live streams every single week, and the European live stream is probably gonna be Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So I don't know, in Europe that's like 6 or 7 p.m., 5 p.m. So yeah. SLR971, what's up, man? Found a decent product. Should I source the exact item or differentiate with a slightly different shape? Okay, only differentiate if it's like a lot of bad reviews on the product, then it's worth differentiating. If it's literally like, if there's really like no reasonable differentiation that you can do, most of the time I would recommend actually copying the exact same product, especially if it's your first product. Just copy the exact same design, copy the exact same product, and then just invest into that, because then you'll know that you can actually get a piece of the pie that way, and then you can take the money that you make and reinvest into a product that is like real entrepreneurship where you actually differentiated. So that's what I would recommend. Okay, so it's not bad to not differentiate. Okay, you don't always have to do that. People get too caught up in trying to differentiate and trying to modify a product. Like if there's nothing really that you can differentiate, why? Like, why would you do that? What if the new version that you're gonna make is not what people want to buy, right? So I hope that answers your question. It's a really common question that I've been getting now, actually. Alejandro, what's up, man? Is retail arbitrage against Amazon terms of service? No, not at all. Not at all. I don't know why it would be. Amazon terms of service, like I said before, Amazon terms of service, they've got a lot of terms there that exist but are not enforced, okay? So what that means is basically just like laws, right? There's a lot of laws that exist but are not enforced. So, for example, like review groups, right? Technically that's against Amazon terms of service, getting reviews through friends and stuff like that. That's not really enforced though, because how else does someone launch a product, right? However, there are certain things that Amazon will be very quick to ban you on. But retail arbitrage is definitely not against Amazon TOS. So many people are doing it and making a lot of money with it. So yeah, no, it's definitely not against anything. Great question though. Let's wait until a few more people get in here. Another competitor has high quality photos with the same item. Should I still go for it and try to match or better in another way? Yeah, you should definitely still go for it, because even if your listing is 70% as good as your competitor, you'll still make money, right? The whole point, guys, the whole point is to make money, okay? The point is not to dominate, right? Like a market, right? You can dominate, you can focus on dominating the market later, right? But wait, is the sound on? Can you guys hear me? I think you guys can. Tell me if you can hear me. Got planes taking off right there. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. Yeah. Okay, Brand Diesel, yeah, it's your laptop. So basically what I was saying was, you don't have to, you don't get too caught up in trying to beat the other guy's listing, okay, especially if it's already good. Just try to make it as good, okay? Try to do the best you can, and basically then you can make money that way. Like, you'll just take a piece of the pie, you'll make easily 5,000, 10,000, even 30,000 a month, depending on the demand, right? Hi Dan, love your videos. I want to learn more from you. Want to join your course? How long will it take to complete the course? And do you think after the course I can make around $20,000 a month? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you can make $20,000 a month. Actually, the course is meant to get people between $100,000 a year and 1 million a year on Amazon, okay? Because I have a section, but most of the bulk of the info is starting from completely zero. I made it completely step by step. So people have, like a layout that they can follow. So, step 1, step 2, step 3. So setting up seller account all the way to scaling to 7 figures. So yeah, and plus you get my guidance, you get my mentorship with that, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. So many other courses don't have that. Like you can communicate with me whenever you want. You can get a mentor that, is making more than that figure that you wrote there. So yeah, you really can't go wrong with the course. And it's such a ridiculously cheap price right now until the 25th. So it's a win-win. Ilya says, hi, I'm planning to put a product. One product has 30 different models, same product. Is it better to put on one page or differently? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Is that 30 different variations? I don't really get what you're saying. If there's a product that has 30 variations and you want to do that product, I would definitely recommend against it because that's way too many variations. You don't want to get into that. What's your opinion on tax jar? Do you recommend it or is it just BS? I don't know what tax jar is, honestly. I think it sounds like a tax kind of software. I'm not sure. I don't use that. I use for taxes and stuff. I just keep Excel spreadsheets, and I have an accountant back in Canada, and so it's just very simple. And a lot of accountants, by the way, once you're going to get into the business, once you have your own corporation, everything, obviously selling on Amazon, you're going to have to find a quality accountant. That's going to be one of your first people that you hire, especially when you're making significant amounts of money. And also a lot of the accountants don't even know about e-commerce. You just have to explain to them, right? They know all the laws and stuff. That's all that matters. Okay, they know all the tax loopholes and all that stuff. So yeah. Anuj, thanks Dan, I'm in. How long will it take to complete the course? So in the course, I recommend going as you're doing. So I really don't want people to watch the whole course and then just start from zero. So as you're doing it, you have your computer and then you're doing the stuff, right? So that's why if you were to watch the whole thing through, I think it would take you a couple days. I think maybe a week or something, but I do not recommend that way. It's best to follow along as you're doing the course and only watching the videos for things that you need right now, or else it's a waste of time. You're going to forget everything. You're going to forget everything that you watched before by the time you get to the end of the course if you don't actually start taking action. What's the best way would you recommend for us to find and work with product distributors and wholesalers? Alibaba. And I go in depth into this in my course, very, very in depth. I've cracked the code to find the best possible how to find the best possible suppliers, how to make sure they send you good quality stuff, and basically to the point of not even getting samples because you're so confident that these suppliers are good. Okay. Rich says, why should we buy your course compared to others? How does yours differ from others? Okay, so my course basically, first of all, you get me. Okay, you're not going to get me anywhere else. And second of all, you get my mentorship, right? And I took 3 courses. When I first started, I paid thousands of dollars for courses. Granted, I split that with my friend who we started Amazon with a long time ago, about 9 months ago. So basically, when I sat down to make my course, the only reason that I made my course was because so many people were messaging me, being asking me all the same questions, right? And the thing is, I can't type it over text, right? Obviously, aside from the fact that the course is another stream of income, for me, and it's another logical way to expand the channel, right? I knew what was wrong with the other courses that I took. Okay, I know what's out there, right? So I'm hey, people don't need all the extra fluff. People don't need all the extra BS, right? People just need to start making money online. That's it. Okay, and so what I did was I took my experience, my mistakes, okay, and I made it into a step-by-step layout. So it's literally like anybody can do it, right? And on top of that, you get my mentorship to get to 6 figures, to 7 figures, whatever it is that you want. So that's how my course differs. Great content as always, and your Facebook group is top quality. Quick question: build email list prior to launching, or get product in and do giveaways to rank? Don't even worry about any kind of email list until you actually get started with your product. Hey Dan, do you do paid phone calls? Not yet. I will be doing in the future. For now, it's just the course. So with the course, you actually can Skype call me, basically whenever. Obviously not excessively, not 30 calls in a day or whatever, right? But because you do get the mentorship with me, then you get the course. Plus you get access to me, so you can get my Skype and my Facebook. You can communicate with me, ask me questions, whatever you want. So that's the only way right now to actually have a Skype call with me is the course. And yeah, in the future, I will be doing coaching calls. Once I get my website up and running, I'm going to get danvast.com up and running. And I will be doing coaching calls. But I think, a coaching call, okay, you can, for people, I don't know like how helpful it is because okay, you'll have like maybe, you know, a couple questions ready, and then, you know, you're gonna ask me in the coaching call, right? But it's, you know, it's like 30 minutes or an hour, and it's expensive, and it's not like, you know, I don't know how effective that is, but definitely I will be considering that later. The other seller has some top-notch lifestyle pics. Where can I get similar photos from? Fiverr. If they're lifestyle pics and if they have a model, you're gonna need to find a photographer on Fiverr or Upwork or any other website really, but I recommend Upwork or Fiverr. And you're gonna need to, you know, if you want to do that, if you want to kind of copy that, you're gonna need to get the photographer to hire a model, and that's expensive. That can cost like $300 to $500 US plus makeup. If it's like a beauty product, then it's makeup as well. You pay for that too. So it's very, very expensive to get a model. If it's just pictures on a white background, it's totally fine. Like that's very easy to get. You can find any photographer basically. Samuel says, do you use 1688 like Kevin David showed it, or Alibaba? What do you show in the course? 1680 is way cheaper. So I actually show both. But the thing is that you can't actually use 1688 the way you use Alibaba. So Alibaba, you know, any of us right now can go on Alibaba and find a product, right? And just basically kind of order it from there, from a supplier. 1688, you can't do that because 1688 is meant for suppliers to send to customers in China, right? They don't know how to send to customers in USA. It's not meant for that. So basically, if you use 1688, you get a cheaper price, but you have to go through a broker, and the broker takes a cut, a significant cut. So there's like China e-buys and stuff like that, right? So the way I teach it is to use 1688 as like a reference point for a price, you know, how low you can get the price down. Find a supplier in Alibaba that can basically match that price. Or go like, you know, pretty low, similar to that price. Do you recommend Viral Launch for giveaways? I've never used it in my opinion, but it's expensive. And basically, if you don't want to put in the work and do it manually, then yeah, you can use Viral Launch. I think it's like $400 per launch. And I don't know if it's good or not, but I assume that it is because obviously people use it and, you know, people have success with it, right? So yeah, the way I do it, just the manual Facebook group giveaway method, it always works. And there's also like people that you can find in these Facebook groups with huge groups that basically you can pay them to launch your product, and it costs anywhere between like $50 to $100 is what I've noticed. How many people are in your course? Right now there is about 45 to 50 people in the course because not everybody's in the Facebook group. There's like 40 in the Facebook group now. So I'm trying to get everybody in. For some reason, some people just don't want to, aren't rushed to be in the Facebook group. So yeah. How long will be your personal mentorship? However long you want. I'm not like, listen, I'm like a super chill guy. Like I'm not gonna, you know, like I'm not gonna be like, okay, you only get personal mentorship for 1 month or 2 months, right? As long as it's reasonable, right? If somebody like, you know, so far nobody's been spamming me, okay? If somebody starts spamming me, then I might start doing something, right? But so far, I think people are reasonable for the most part. You know, like people don't want to, you know, spam you or anything like that. So yeah, so it's basically unlimited. You'll have like, you know, you'll have access to me, you know, as basically a friend, you know, to like tell you in any situation how to like win in Amazon or get opinions on products that you want to launch or anything like that, like how to launch a product, all that stuff. So yeah. It's actually cloudy here in Arizona for once. First day in like, since I've been here basically. It's cloudy and it rained a little bit today, which is very rare for the desert. Is there a discount on JumpSend? JumpSend doesn't have a discount. It's $29 a month. And it's very, very, very worth it. I'd say it's like the most, next to Junglescout, it's the most worth it kind of software. You don't need to use a lot of software. The software that I recommend using, right now I'll list them all out to you. Junglescout, so the web app, Junglescout Chrome extension, Merchant Words, and JumpSend for the email sequence, obviously, and very optionally, like Splitly, if you really want to do Splitly. That basically you use it to split test your listing. I talk about that in the course as well. It's not necessary, but if you want to scale, then yeah, you definitely need to split test your listing, like the price and stuff like that. So that's all the software. There's not a lot of software to use. So I know it sounds like there's so much software, but there's not a lot. Ryder Parkman asks, what is the most profit you've made in a month, bro? Next to 40. Next to 40, that was the biggest, and it's actually happening right now because of Q4. It's ramping up right now. So yeah, but it's kind of chaotic because like Q4, you get units coming into the warehouse, and then basically because the warehouse is so full, the inventory processing takes longer. So yeah, I mean, Amazon has its own, once you get into Amazon, yeah, you're going to make money, but Amazon has its own ins and outs, right, that you have to get used to, like inventory processing and all that stuff. So yeah, once you learn the process, you can release as many products as you want, and like, I don't know, it's pretty simple. Like the formula, right? If you want to make more money, let's say you have to pay rent, or you have to pay something like that, right? I don't know, you want to buy a new car. Okay, so think about it. How many products do I, like, what kind of product and how many products do I have to release to pay for this, right? So that's how an entrepreneur thinks. Doug says, I'm in the course and halfway through the videos. Dan has built a great, very easy to use and understand course. I bought 3 other Amazon courses, and this is the best so far in my opinion. Thanks, Doug. That was my whole goal. I want it to be like, not enough fluff, not all the extra fluff, not all the extra stuff that people get in the courses, right? I just wanted to put the 20%, so I wanted to put like a step-by-step process plus the 20% of all the other courses that actually gets you 80% of the results, right? Plus you get my mentorship. And so you basically get everything. Everything you need to succeed. How many products do you have now, Dan? I have 5, but I'm working on 6th and 7th. So, yeah. Will you review our products and let us know if they look good or not? Yes, absolutely. So that's what I mean by personal mentorship. Like, not only will you be able to communicate me whenever, you're gonna actually so you can like send me links to products, obviously, and I want every single student to do this, and then I'm gonna look over the product. And like me, I've gotten so used to like looking at products and stuff. So for me, I can look at a product and basically like in the blink of an eye, I can tell whether it's a good product or not, because I know what can be sold on Amazon. I know what can't be sold on Amazon. I know basically what niches are good. I mean, all of them are good, but I know like what's restricted, what's not. I can look at the numbers pretty well, and I mean, you guys are all going to become the same, right? Once you're long enough into Amazon, you'll kind of, especially when doing product research, it's going to get so easy. Product research is going to get so easy, right? At first, you're like so confused, and you're like, you think every single product is good, and then you realize 90% of the products are really not that good. What is your opinion on buying reviews from Fiverr? That's against Amazon TOS. You get banned pretty quickly. And it depends what reviews. If it's unverified reviews, then it's like basically like you buy them from China or from the Middle East. There's like these review farms, and so yeah, you'll get banned pretty quickly, and they'll get erased. So not only will you lose your money, Amazon will erase the reviews. Like the algorithm will slowly erase the reviews. So yeah, like okay, you don't need a lot of reviews. Okay, even if you're competing against someone with 300 reviews, you can launch with like 10 reviews. 20 reviews, okay, 30 reviews, 50 reviews, you're good. Like it's gonna sell. That's enough social proof for people to actually buy. Do you teach how to use merchant words in the course? Yes, I do. Actually, that's basically the only keyword tool that I use, because that's the most effective, right? For me, for every single product, it's worked incredibly. So, and it does. It shows estimated monthly search volume, which is huge, because you can also use merchant words to gauge the demand. By the way, there's a link to merchant words that I'm gonna get, which is $9 a month instead of the 30. So they're in the process. Actually, I need to send them a picture to put on the website. They're building me a landing page for the merchant words for that. So yeah, it's actually $9 a month and not 30. Do you need a freight forwarder if you do DHL Air? No, you don't. You don't need a freight forwarder, and that's why I always recommend Air, because it's so easy. It's super simple. Like you don't have to worry about sea shipments, about like custom port of entry, all that stuff. Best freight forward company? I wouldn't know. I don't use freight forwarders. I always use Air. Does product research take the longest time? Because negotiation with supplier, taking pics goes fast. Yeah. So product research is the longest and the hardest and the most tedious process in all of Amazon. Okay. That's why at the beginning it is so difficult. It's not that difficult, but it's, you got to find your niche. You got to like figure out, okay, what kind of brand am I going to start? What product am I going to sell? Once you get going, once you start taking action, it's going to be so easy. You don't have to do product research anymore. Like you'll know what products to sell. Like you'll know, kind of like, hey, I released this product. My next product's going to be this. My next product's going to be this. So it's going to be very simple. Who gets it to Amazon when it gets to the airport? If you use DHL or FedEx, then they do it. So you don't even have to worry about that. It goes straight from, like with air shipping, you don't have to worry about anything. It goes through the customs, it goes to the airport. FedEx and DHL are responsible from the supplier's warehouse all the way to the Amazon warehouse in the United States or wherever it is that you sell. Have you ever had a product stuck in customs? Yes, I did. When I was trying to sell in Canada, I did, because Canadian customs are very, very difficult to pass with their health regulations and stuff like that. What is the fee if I ship by sea? It's significantly cheaper than air, but it's also significantly longer and significantly more of a pain in the ass. So, yeah. And you set that up, or the manufacturer? What do you mean? The shipping? The shipment? The manufacturer has their own freight forwarder for the air, so they do everything. You just pay them the shipping costs, and they'll do everything for you to get it to the Amazon warehouse. What do we do after we get on page 1? Just restock and handle PPC? Yes, basically. After you get on page 1, restock, make sure customer service is good, so respond to customer emails. Okay, someone's driving a Lambo outside. Happens a lot here. So yeah, restock, PPC, and basically, yeah, like just make sure you restock. That's the biggest thing. If you don't order in time, you're gonna go out of stock or BSR. Your best sellers rank is gonna drop. So you're gonna have to relaunch your product. So you don't want to be you don't want to be out of stock. Okay, so make sure you're in stock, and that's it. And as long as you're in stock, then you're good. Dream car. Okay, I'm not gonna lie here right now. I really like nice things, obviously, just like you guys. But I haven't been like, I love cars, right? But to me, you know, I would love a Lamborghini. Obviously, I would love an Audi R8 and stuff like that, but it's just like, you know, a symbol of your success. That's all it is, right? It's cool, yeah, it's nice to drive, but you're not going to be sitting in it for 24 hours every day, right? Like, it's nice to take out for a spin, right? It's cool. But my dream car, I would say either a Lamborghini Aventador Black, or an Audi R8, but that's very cheap. That's like even cheaper than a lot cheaper than an Aventador. Then again, I want a practical car, right? Like, I do a lot of like camping and outdoors stuff, right? Like, you know, I travel a lot, do go on a lot of road trips. You're not going to go on a road trip in a Lamborghini, right? So, yeah. So I don't know, maybe like some kind of like Ford Raptor pickup truck or something. But yeah, basically that's the answer to that. But I'm definitely going to get a supercar like next year in 2018, especially for the personal brand. Like, you got to get that. Is 500 a decent first quantity? Yes, that's great. 500 a test order, 500 units is perfect. It's like right in the middle, because you'll have enough for the launch, so you can, you know, you'll give away 30 or 40 units, and yeah, you're gonna have like 450 left over. So that's enough time for you to reorder and get it restocked before it sells out, unless you're selling like ridiculously a lot. If the product goes out of stock, does Amazon deactivate the listing automatically? Actually, yes, they do, unless somebody starts hijacking you. Because it happened to me before when you know, you go out of stock and then a hijacker comes in while you're out of stock, and you don't even notice because you're like, I'm out of stock, right? So it's actually good and bad, because the hijacker will keep your best sellers rank up, but all the customers are getting crap, like counterfeit products. But if there's no hijacker, then Amazon definitely does deactivate the listing. And no problem, SLR, man. No problem. Ilya, what percent margin is good? Anything above 45%. So ideally, you want like a 50% profit margin. That's amazing. 55%. By the way, these kind of profit margins you can't get in any other industry right now. Like, it's crazy. Like a 55% profit margin, right? And the return on your investment is massive. Like, you know, for Amazon, right? So you put in like $2,000 or $1.5K into a product on Amazon. In a month, you could be making 10,000, you know, 20,000. So your ROI is ridiculous in this business if you do everything right. For your brand product name, is it the same as your LLC name? No, not at all. It doesn't have to be. Because your corporation, so actually I'm incorporated in Canada, your corporation is, it doesn't matter what name it is, you're just operating as, and then, you know, in the legal documents you put in your you know, store name or whatever. Do you give a supplier list any manufacturer template like Kevin David does? Yes, exactly. It's copy paste. I know exactly what you're talking about. Is it okay to buy a big order by PayPal around 1,000? Yes, I only use PayPal. Everybody watching this only use PayPal. No Alipay, no wire transfer, especially not a wire transfer. All that money's going to be gone. As soon as it's TT, by the way, you'll see it. If you use TT, say goodbye to that money. You're never going to see it again. Because, the supplier is just going to run away with it, basically. They have nothing stopping them, so... How many days do you recommend doing the research of the daily sales of a product? 2 to 3, but with Junglescout Product Tracker, you can actually shortcut it because now you can just put the link in there and then it will open you a graph, especially if there is no, if the seller isn't blocking the 99 cart trick. Junglescout will show you a graph how many units it's been selling in the past 60 days, 30 days. So you don't even have to wait 2 to 3 days anymore. How long have you been doing Amazon for? Have you ever worked a 9-to-5 job? Yes, I have. I've been doing Amazon since March. Became successful in May. Have you ever worked a 9-to-5 job? Yes, actually. I worked at a big bank in Canada. I worked at the Bank of Nova Scotia. So, so I did work a 9-to-5 job. That's actually what motivated me to start all this stuff, to get into online entrepreneurship and do it for myself first and then teach people how to do it as well. And that's just part of the journey, right? But yeah, I was an analyst, just like regular business kid, right? Basically slavery. Don't ever do it if you guys are my age. I tried booking a vacation back in March, like when I was working at that job, or February. Tried booking a vacation in August that they declined. I said, screw this. I want to live my life. It's ridiculous. But yeah. What are your go-to organizational tools for product management and tracking revenue via Excel? Excel. Seriously, you just got to stay on top of it. And I mean Excel and just checking up on your seller account, basically. I'm not too official. I'm not I don't have papers flying around everywhere, right? Not like an accountant's office. So I just like to keep things simple. Thanks, Dan. I wasn't sure about it. Thanks for all your work you put into the channel. No problem, man. What's the PPC strategy? Is it basically to sell low, break-even point, tell you on the first page, and then increase the price? So, wait, let me process that in my brain. Is it basically to sell low? No, that's not PPC whatsoever. PPC is pay-per-click advertising. So it's when somebody searches your product, you're talking about a product launch. Okay, product launch, you need to sell low near the break-even point, so you're on the first page, then increase the price. That has nothing to do with PPC. PPC will just give you a boost on your sales, right? But you only turn it on after you have about 5 or 10 reviews. Then you turn on PPC because nobody else, your conversion rate in PPC is going to be so low if you don't have a lot of reviews. Takes your product pictures. So the photographer that I found him on Upwork, right? So if you're interested, actually the people in my course get the photographer that I use. He's pretty expensive, but his stuff is good. So he charges $35 a picture, which is it's a lot, but you kind of get a guarantee that it's going to be good. You can find photographers for $15 to $25 as long as they have an address wherever you're selling. So if you're selling in the United States, find a photographer in the United States that will order from your listing and you pay them back. And as long as it's between 10 and, well, it's not going to be 10, 15 and $30, you're good on a white background. Are you coming back to Canada or staying down there? No, I'm actually coming back to Canada in May because I can't be here for longer than 6 months as a Canadian without a visa. So I'm here technically on vacation, by the way. So yeah, I'm going to come back to Canada in May, but not in Toronto. Vancouver for sure. Vancouver's a place to be in the summer. Nothing better. It's expensive to live there, but that's why you make more money. That's why you start entrepreneurship. Random question. Is there a way to do product research only for items that come in a package of 2? No. At least I haven't tried, and I don't know. For PPC, would a good strategy be to start with broad and then refine a phrase and then refine exact? That's exactly the strategy that I teach in my PPC video on the channel and in the course. That's exactly what you got to do, because you kind of start with a broad range of keywords. You let Amazon do the targeting for you, and then you narrow. You take out the stuff that doesn't convert, take out the stuff that's too expensive, so the keywords that don't make you any money, and then you stick with the keywords that are left. So how long have we been streaming for? Let's see here. Oh, 30 minutes already. That was fast. Okay, we'll do 5-10 more minutes. One guy, Pablo from Tanner, paid 5 people on Facebook for reviews, and he said 2 of them copied him. I don't get what you're saying. What do you mean copied him? What are some of the biggest problems you've experienced selling in the US market being from Canada? Honestly, not that many. Not that many, because, I mean, the only thing is the conversion, but it works in your favor, because if you're making money in USD, in US dollars, you know, you live a much better lifestyle in Canada because the US dollar is so much more powerful and stronger as a currency. So when Amazon pays you, and let's say they pay you 5,000 USD, you know, that turns out to being like 6,000 or something, like Canadian. So yeah, I mean, there's really no issues. And it's very easy with the taxation because there's an act between USA and Canada that you either pay taxes in Canada or you pay taxes in USA regardless of where you're making the money. So that's great. I think it's NAFTA. I'm not sure though. How does the course work? By Skype or... So the course is actually online. So it's like all videos. So there's about 50 videos in there. 51, I think. So it's all our videos. Every single thing you need to know step by step to get to 100,000 to $1 million a year on Amazon and 7 figures. And also, there's a personal mentorship that comes with it, so you're able to contact me on Facebook anytime. Any questions you may have for my guidance to get you to where you want to be. Should I get an LC and get an Amazon professional account before dealing with the factories if I believe I found a good product? No. So when you sign up on Amazon as a seller account, you can actually start off as an individual account, which does not cost anything monthly. If you do accidentally do the professional account, then you can actually, and let's say like it takes a month for the product to get in, so you just wasted $40 for the pro account. You can actually call Amazon seller support, and you can just be like, yo, like I wasn't selling, can you guys give me back the money? And they'll gladly give you back the $40 as long as you weren't selling during that time. LLC, so LLC or in Canada Incorporated or whatever country you're from, you can get your business license there. And you only need to get that, I recommend, after you're making I'd say like $2,000 to $3,000 a month on Amazon. Anything above $1,000 a month on Amazon, get incorporated. Anything below, you're focusing too much on the legal stuff. You're not focusing too much on actually making money and online. So do you need a US bank account and an EIN to sell in the US from Canada? You don't need an EIN. You don't need a US bank account. No, you can literally plug in your Canadian bank account. That's how I started. I then opened a US bank account, obviously, because I live in the United States now for the winter here. So, and yeah, you don't need an EIN. I think EIN is only needed if if you have an LC in America, then you need an EIN. By the way, the reason why it's better to open a corporation in Canada if you're a Canadian resident selling in the USA is because Canadian corporate taxes are so much lower than American taxes, like a lot lower. So like in California, you're going to pay like 40% corporate tax. In Canada, it's like 11%. It's so much lower. So yeah, and also you don't need an EIN. Why don't we sell in the USA and Canada if they're both so close and Anglophone? Well, you can, but I would recommend starting off in USA. You can start off in Canada. Canada's growing, but USA just has 10 times the market, and 10 times the market means 10 times the more sales, and basically not exactly, but 10 times easier to make money. But it's not like that because obviously the competition is so much more. But just the demand is so much higher. Like there's a lot of products on USA that are selling well that wouldn't sell well in Canada just because not enough people are buying them online. How do you pay tax on Amazon? Just like you pay business tax for anything. If I owned a hair salon, it's the same way. If I owned a gas station, it's the same way. Say it's a business, right? It's a corporation. You're operating as a corporation. Yeah, exactly. 330 million people versus 30 million. So that's your answer. Why you should sell on American Amazon and not Canadian. But you can definitely sell on the Canadian as well later. The Canadian Amazon is just going to get you, and from my experience, 3 to 5% of your sales. Not even 10%. 3 to 5% of your sales on American Amazon you'll get on the Canadian Amazon. So you have to look at the pros and cons, whether it's worth investing the money there or not. And plus FBA fees are much higher in Canada. I'm just watching like private jets take off right now. It's a lot. There is a lot. If you have a gut feeling, so if you have a good gut feeling with the product, even though it's competitive, should you still go for it? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. If you have a good gut feeling. because I believe that instinct trumps everything. Okay, if we start with $1,500, how long does it take till we make 10K profit? Is that possible in the first month? I know it depends on the person, but just in general. Yes, that's absolutely possible. That's how much money I invested into my first product, and I was making 30K my first month. It's not uncommon. It all depends on the demand for the product that you're selling. And it becomes much easier if you order 1,000 units of that product, because if you only order 200 units, you're not going to make 30,000. Obviously, you can't, right? So that's why big test orders, especially when you're sure about a product, big test orders are good. AMZ Scout or Junglescout? Junglescout all the way, just because I've never used AMZ Scout and I'm not going to promote something that I've never used. Junglescout works, so if it ain't broke, why fix it, right? Junglescout works very well. Like, I don't, you know, why do people feel the need to try other software? Why? Junglescout works, right? You have to look at the goal here. The goal here is for you guys to make money on Amazon, okay? Why are you concerning yourself with these details, you know, what software I should use, all this stuff? Yes, as soon as you're making money, then you can focus on maybe I should use this software, yeah? But like, you have to have tunnel vision. You have to be focused on what really matters, right? Do you think it will become harder to sell on Amazon as time goes on and there's more competition, or will it become easier? I would say, okay, because the number of customers that are new on Amazon every single year, plus 55% or something of American households have Amazon Prime now. I think I'm in that like camp that thinks that Amazon, the customers coming onto Amazon, switching from brick and mortar from retail, and you know the amount of new customers every single year is just way above the amount of new sellers, and I think that's what it is. Like there will, like, you know, there's so many products that basically there's so many products that are untapped on Amazon just because, you know, there's still like brick and mortar around and stuff, and people will still go to Walmart for that product. But that's where the golden products are, you know, like products that people haven't really thought of selling online yet, but that are pretty simple. Your income taxes are paid in Canadian or US? Canadian dollars. Just because I'm Canadian. I think I've overspent for my first product. It's a pretty competitive niche, but I spent $4,000 including shipping for 500 units. What can I do if I cannot sell those units? I think you'll be able to sell. Have faith in yourself. And yes, $4,000 is quite a bit, especially 500 units. It's a lot. That's like $8 per unit. So I think I already know, actually. I kind of know what your product is just simply from that price. I'm not going to say it, but just I think it's electronic. That's all I'm going to say. But because it's expensive, electronic products you're not going to find for $1 or $2. But basically, if you can't sell those units, you know, lower the price just above break-even price, relaunch the product, and you'll break even. The thing with Amazon is, worst case scenario, you'll break even. You'll be fine. Oh, it's not electronic? I thought it was, because usually if it's electronic, then, you know, it's like $8 or $7 per person. Did you find it hard to learn how to sell on Amazon while still working a full-time job? Were you tight for time? No, because I was working 40 hours a week and I had the extra time. I wasn't really going to school, so I had the extra time to, you know, on weekends and stuff, instead of going out. I read books on entrepreneurship, and because I was really committed. And yeah, I studied the courses that I took a while ago. And so I, you know, made a decision like, okay, that's it. I'm going to make money on Amazon. Like, other people are making money on Amazon. I don't care. I'm going to make this money. Like, you know, I'm not different from these people. So you just got to stick through it, right? There's hundreds of millions of products that it will not be competitive anytime soon. Just like Greater Somali says, exactly what you said. There's there's hundreds of millions of products. You know, you're never gonna be able to, you know, it's not gonna get competitive, guys. The amount of new customers every year is like staggering. It's crazy. Do you think I can start with total budget of $1,000? Course fee, software, free product shipping? No. $1,000 including the course, I'd say that's unrealistic. If we're being realistic, the course right now is $400, so probably $1,500. You're good. $1,500 to $1,750, maybe even $2,000, depending on what kind of product you're gonna get. You're good. But not including the course, if you have $1,000, yes, you can get away with that. I'd say $1,100, $1,200. But think about it, the return on investment is ridiculous, right? You're starting with such a low. There's no other business where you can start with such a low investment and then basically set yourself up an income stream that pays you every single month, like, you know, pretty easily 6 figures, right? If you do it properly. Strategy to lower down asking price for production. Okay, you gotta I show this in the course, and I show this on my channel here too. I think I got a video on this, maybe a supplier video. You gotta cross compare 16. Oh, you send them a screenshot from 1688. Okay, you send them a screenshot from 1688. You know, on WhatsApp, and then you tell them, look, this is the price on 1688, right? Can you give me this price or similar? And then they'll be like, wow, you know the Chinese market well. So right away you'll seem as if like you've been doing this for 10 years, right? So that's basically how you do it. And also another way is to tell them like, listen, because if they want to gauge you, like if they want to make you pay more, because you have a test order, so you know instead of 1,000 units, you want to get 250 to test it out, or 300, and they're gonna make you pay more. Just tell them, hey, can we match the price of 1,000 units, because it's just a test order. It's just a test order. If it's good, if the quality's good, I'm gonna order 1,000 every month or more units, and that's why I want a cheap price. Let's see here. We've been up for 40 minutes now. 41 minutes. I think we're good. Is this a sustainable business, meaning the product always sells, or does it one day fall in demand and not sell anymore? Well, obviously it's capitalism, so competition is going to come in. Come in for you to expect, you know, to throw up. So many people get this notion, like especially with passive income, they think they're going to throw up a product one day, right, and then just, you know, they can relax on the beach forever. Okay, no. If you throw up a product on there and it's making you whatever it is, right, 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, whatever it is that you want to make, right, whatever it is it's making you, you got to treat it like your baby. Like, you know, you got to make sure the reviews are good, the customers are happy, okay? If you just forget about it and sit on a beach in a month, it's going to be gone. Okay, not in a month, but like in a couple months, it'll be gone. You know, it's business, it's capitalism. Everybody's trying to take your money from you, okay? That's how you have to look at it. You have to be like an eagle, okay? You have to fly high, right? While all the ducks sit down there quacking, right, everywhere, working their jobs, right? So you gotta be like an eagle. You gotta fly high. You gotta be like a predator, okay? So you gotta understand, like, listen, like there are dogs out there. They're gonna take your stuff if you don't watch, you know, if you don't watch out. So that's why you gotta stay on top of things, and you never settle. You never kind of get to a place and you're like, okay, I can chill out. I can chill out now. No, that doesn't happen, especially in entrepreneurship. You've entered a completely new lifestyle. It's done. Would you say it's a bad idea to get a business loan above $10,000 for your first product? Absolutely. Yes, that's a ridiculous amount of money for a first product. Okay? And if an MOQ is 1,000 units and it's going to cost around 14,000, that's ridiculous. Especially, can you imagine if you import the product and it's restricted, or like it gets pulled down off Amazon? Let's say, you know, I don't know, it's against FDA or something like that. That's a ridiculous amount of money. I would never do that ever in my life. Could you keep the course at the same price till next year? No, it's done on November 25th, because at this price, it's so cheap. It's so ridiculous. Like, in my opinion, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, with my mentorship, with everything, like, you're paying $397, right? For you, like, okay, I don't know how many of you guys are in college. In college, you were paying $1,000 per course for something stupid that won't even get you, you know, has zero chance of making you any money. Like zero, complete zero. You were paying $1,000 for like Harry Potter class, or like, you know, introduction to Flash, right? Like, how is that helping you guys right now in your life? Okay, so you got to start realizing, like, hey, maybe, you know, if I change the way I'm spending my money here, you know, got to reevaluate things, right? So in my opinion, $397 is more than reasonable, and I think, like, you know, the price is going to go back up to $597. That's also incredibly reasonable, because I paid thousands of dollars for courses. There's competitor courses that are worse than mine that are like $1,000, $900. So yeah, anything below what I'm asking is disrespectful, honestly, in my opinion, for the value that you get. And that's why, you know, I'm not a greedy guy. Like, I want people to have access to the course, right? But if people also pay like $100 for the course, let's say, they're just not, you know, they're just gonna buy it, and they're not gonna, you know, nobody's actually gonna take the action. It's just $100, you know, like you pay that for groceries. You know what I mean? When you go to Walmart. If we're on page 1, do we increase PPC or lower it because we're getting sales? Increase PPC on the keywords that are converting. Okay, and why would you lower PPC? PPC isn't to launch. PPC is something that you run forever, and you keep reiterating, keep optimizing. So you live in Canada and only pay taxes in Canada, not America. I live in the United States. I'm from Canada. I pay taxes in Canada because my corporation's in Canada. So I'm not like a lawyer. I'm not an accountant. You got to figure out what you have to do legally, right? I recommend this. Okay, there are two things that you guys have to know when in entrepreneurship. Okay, it's harder to stay at the top than it is to get to the top. Okay, so it's easy to make money, but keeping the money is much harder. Because like someone said in this video, you know, I want it to be a sustainable business, and you know, I want to launch the product and just have it make me money forever. Well, unfortunately, yes, it's possible. You have to watch over it. Okay, you have to watch when you get on top of the mountain. You got to stay on top of the mountain, right? And you got to, you know, shoot down anybody that tries to come up your mountain. Okay, it's like king of the hill, right? So that's number one. The number one thing, and the number two thing is, well, I forgot now. I was gonna say it. It was really good, but I forgot. What is your ultimate income goal per year? Actually, I decided this today. So by age 26. And to get to this goal, I have to do way more than this YouTube channel. This is just a start for me because I'm building a personal brand. I want to become an entrepreneur influencer. You know, motivating young people like me. I'm 21 years old. Motivating young people and even like 30, you know, older people, middle-aged people to, you know, to show them that there's an alternative way of living life. So my ultimate income goal per year is so I want to have a 50 million net worth by age 26 through everything, real estate, everything that I'm going to get into. I think it's going to be pretty achievable, pretty easy, because as long as you help people in massive quantities, you'll get anything you want. Okay, that's literally the formula for success. Okay, so you're doing that with Amazon. You're solving problems, right? But you also have to know when to stop. Okay, like 50 million might be way too much money for like some people, right? Like most people are just looking for, you know, freedom, just making passive income, and that's it, right? And I completely get that. My ultimate income goal per year, I'd say like 10 million per year by age 26, which is very achievable. I know exactly how I'm going to do it. Well, 90% of it, I'd say. Is your course different from Tanner Fox's course? I actually took Tanner Fox's course 9 months ago. His course, great. He's a great guy. His course was very simple. It was the basics, okay? So my course is 0 to 100. Everything you need to know, including 99 card trick, all of that stuff. And plus you get my mentorship, which you don't get with Tanner. So you're able to like communicate with me on Facebook, ask me questions about products, have a Skype call with me, anything you want, okay? So, and also it's cheaper than Tanner's course, I think. I'm not sure. But he is a great guy. He's very, very, very motivational, what he's doing. He's just like me. So, have you taken ASM or Kevin David's course? I've taken Kevin David's course, not ASM. ASM is $4,000 or something. I don't know why anybody would pay that much money for a course. Like, that is ridiculous. Not even Tai Lopez has a course for $4,000, guys. Like, you guys have to realize at a certain point, right? Like, what's a reasonable time frame for finding your first product to getting it live on Amazon? Let me see here. Oh, so as soon as you find it, okay, it depends on how fast the manufacturer will manufacture it. So probably like a couple weeks, I'd say. And it's live 3 weeks. 3 weeks is a good time, unless the supplier takes a month to make it, which sometimes happens. So a month and, you know, a month basically. I'd say, like, as a rule of thumb, 25 to 30 days. Tanner limits his personal help to like 2 months, I think. Do you have a limit as well? I don't have a limit, no, because if people buy my course, they're investing into themselves, and they're investing, obviously, you know, into my help. So there's a problem. Okay, with any kind of product, any kind of service, any digital product, right? People aren't buying it just because. People are buying it to solve a problem, right? So people want the result. People are looking for the result. So by buying the course, you're looking for, you know, financial freedom. You're looking to build this business. You're not looking for just to watch these videos, right? So that's why I'm offering my personal help, because it will get people to the result, right? It can fill any holes that my course can have. My course basically has no holes. Like, it's everything you need. But if there are, you know, that's why it's unlimited. Amazon is investing in food. Do you think it's a good market to get into in the future? Yes, but there could be a lot of there's a lot of what's it called regulations with health and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the future. Let me see my OBS here. Okay, yeah, 40, 48, 45. All right, guys, yeah, so the next live stream is going to be on Tuesday. So Tuesday, like I said, for Americans, going to be Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so 6 p.m. West Coast time. And on Saturday, and by the way, some people ask for my profit, like the actual, my Amazon dashboard. I put that on my Snapchat sometimes, because I don't like to, you know, like, I don't want to run any risks or anything of people like finding the products and stuff like that. And it's just unnecessary, right? Like, you know, you can believe me, you cannot believe me, right? I think I have the knowledge. So yeah, but it's on Snapchat. If you guys want to add my Snapchat, it's in the description below, and my Instagram as well. So the next live stream is going to be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Ask me any questions. We're probably going to be showing some stuff on the whiteboard too. So I'm probably going to be doing like a live kind of like lesson. We'll see. Probably not about Amazon though. We'll see. So anyway, guys, yep, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's going to be posted up. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. See ya. Check out the course. Link is in the description below if you're interested. And if you're not, you can literally start a business from my free videos on my channel. You just won't get my help, and you might make some mistakes on the way that might cost you thousands of dollars, but it's totally up to you. All right. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See ya.